I just need a coffee. That's what I need. Just coffee. Coffee. Hello, everybody, and welcome to That's Football. Good morning. It's the first 10 o'clock show on That's Football Watchalong. Of 4 Watchalongs we've got for you today. I've got my coffee. I probably need a pint of it. Should have been sponsored by Sneak, really, shouldn't we? But yeah, good morning, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. It's the turn. He's on my screen. He's on my screen. The goat. I'm looking at myself. I'm not. I'm looking at the man, Lionel Messi. Yeah, it's Argentina's turn. 4 games today, and we're ready to go. I'm looking forward to this one. Argentina. Let's go. No Martinez. As a Man United fan, I'm a bit gutted about that, but we do get to see a team that many people feel could be a team that does really well in this tournament. I've got to say, I mean, I'm going to say this. I think international football is riddled with favouritism. I think this is yet another example of a team that's picking on reputation and not talent. I think there are better players on the bench for Argentina who are not starting, and we do see this a lot in international football, where international managers do tend to go with what they know a lot. But yeah, I'm just putting the tweet out here. But yeah, look, I'm very interested to see what this Argentina side is like. As you can see, the players are coming out on the pitch now. Who we got in this one? I think Argentina will win it quite comfortably. If I'm absolutely honest, I don't really see it being too much of an issue. But let me just go through the teams for you. So Martinez in goal, that's the Aston Villa one. Molina, Romero, Otamendi and Tagliafico as the back 4. Otamendi ain't better than Martinez. I'm sorry, just not. I'm not having that. De Paul and Paredes in the midfield. Di Maria, Messi, Valverde and Lautaro Martinez up front. On their bench, they've got some good players on their bench, haven't they? McAllister, Dybala, obviously Almada, Fernandez, Martinez, Carrillo, Alvarez, Acuna. They've got a good squad, but I would have started Martinez. The fact that Di Maria is still in their team worries me a little bit. I do worry that Di Maria is still there because I don't think he's the player he was anymore. But maybe people are overrating Argentina. Maybe Argentina aren't that good. We'll have to see. But yeah, interesting lineup there. As for Saudi Arabia, Alois, Abdelhamid, Tampakati, Bulhaya, Mohammed, Shari, Al-Shari, Kano, Al-Wab, Malki, Al-Dawsari, Al-Faraj and Al-Brikan. I do not know any of these players. If you do, absolutely fantastic. I think there are a couple of them that play in Europe, but I think that indicates that it's going to be a very difficult game for Saudi Arabia in a group where I don't expect them to go through. There we go. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Di Maria, if I'm honest. Not a big fan of Di Maria. Don't know whether anyone's ever picked up on that. As United fans aren't really big fans of him, but there we go. It's really the Argentina show, isn't it? And I think Argentina will be very interesting to watch. As I said, they are a side that's quite heavily fancied, and I think Argentina look more of a squad than individuals, which is a funny thing to say when you've got someone like Lionel Messi in your side. But I think Argentina strike me as more of a squad this year than they probably have done in previous World Cups, where they've got a lot of individual talent. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they get on it with this. There's no doubt that Di Maria is a good player, but there we go. As you can see, we're sponsored by Sanucci on this show. If you don't know what Sanucci is, you can get these fantastic pendants. You may have noticed the beautiful England pendant I'm wearing here, courtesy of today's watch-along sponsor, Sanucci. Sanucci is an urban jewellery brand inspired by the British creative hip-hop, sport and fashion scene. As well as creating some fantastic, awesome fashion pieces, they also make these amazing pendants for all of the biggest nations in the world. All of their pieces are premium quality, made using 18-karat gold with the highest available stones. So if you're looking for a truly unique way to show your support for your nation during this World Cup, then why not pick yourself up one awesome international pendant like the England one I'm wearing here. And now is a great time to get yourself one, because with Black Friday coming in, you can scan the QR code and then get a huge 40% off on selected items on the Sanucci store, plus an additional 10% when you use the code EXTRA10 at checkout. So what are you waiting for? Scan that QR code or go through the link in the video description. Now, the England one's really, really nice, as you can see. I've got a couple of these, actually. Really, really good. But they do quite a lot of other ones as well. Quite a lot of other ones. They do a lot of other ones as well. And I'm just going to go... I know they do Argentina. I'm pretty sure they do Argentina. Let me just click the link in the video description. The game's not kicked off yet. Jason Donovan's on my screen. He doesn't play. Yes, they've got France. They've got France, Portugal, Brazil, Spain. And then they've got loads of club ones as well. I said Spain, didn't I? I've obviously got Chelsea, Juventus, Milan. Loads of nice ones in there. Brazil one looks lovely. Portugal one looks very nice as well. And the England one, as I said, is the one that I'm holding up here. So if you want to get yourself one, you can get 10% off with extra 10. And they've also got 40% already off on quite a few of them anyway. So check those out. The France one's brand new, actually. The France one's very, very nice. So you can go through the link in the video description, or you can scan the QR code to do that. Thanks, everyone, and thanks very much to Sanucci for sponsoring the show. We're just about ready to start here. Apparently Martinez has got a knock. I don't think he normally plays anyway. For Argentina. Certainly not playing today. He's on the bench. I was told a few days ago that Otamendi and Romero are the players that he would normally go for anyway. What top are you wearing? I got given this, and I wore it on an Instagram video a few days ago, probably a couple of weeks ago now. And this is the Japan kit, and I thought, well, if I don't start wearing it, then they'll be out soon. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to wear it. So I did. Ethan says, "Am I the only one who's off school because of a sickness bug?" You might be. You might not be the only one, mate. My daughter said to me yesterday there was a lot of people off from school because their school wouldn't let them watch the England game, which I think's a bloody joke. Depriving kids of football is basically abuse. I think it's a disgrace. You can scan the Sanucci code there. You can get 10% off with extra 10, and they've got quite a few discounts on the England and Brazil ones, and the France one looks really nice. So make sure you check out the link for that. I think the France one's a brand new release, but that's your England one there. Very, very nice. There we go. Right, we're just about to start the game here. What we're going for scores? I'm just going to go for a flat 4-0. Going for a flat 4-0 to Saudi Arabia. No, I'm going to go for a flat 4-0 to Argentina. I've gone, interestingly enough, Goldbridge's prediction, you might have seen it on my World Cup preview with Beth and the lads. I said 4-0. No, I didn't. I said Messi Golden Boot. So I've gone Messi Golden Boot. So let's see. Lots of people saying 4-0. Billy's gone with a 4-0 like me. Why was the clock on 39 minutes, Purple? Because I hadn't reset it. It's not now. So we're good to go for another day of the World Cup. It's the first day of 4 games. 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 4. I feel like 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 7 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock, rock. No, it's 10 o'clock, 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock kickoffs. So you've got today we've got obviously Argentina against Saudi Arabia, which has just kicked off there. We've got Denmark against Tunisia at 1 o'clock. Mexico, Poland at 4 o'clock. Ricky's doing that one with us in the studio. And France, Australia at 7 o'clock. So 4 games today and 4 games till next Monday, I think. We've got 4 games a day. So we've got 7 days of 4 games a day. This weekend's a write-off. We're not going to see any family. We're not going Christmas shopping. I've got 4 games to watch from 10 o'clock until 9 o'clock at night, so forget about it. No, we're not going out to the Harvester for lunch. I need to watch Tunisia against Australia at 10 o'clock. What about Sunday dinner? What about Belgium, Morocco? Forget it. When we could go for a breakfast. You want me to miss Japan, Costa Rica? Are you mad? I've got a Japan top. And Messi! Oh, he nearly scored straight away. Good save by the keeper there. Oh, I tell you what. He was nearly there, and I was about to say, I told you he's going to win the Golden Boot, He should have scored. He sort of braked to him on the edge of the box. It's a good tackle. It's right on his left foot. He walks onto it about 2 yards ahead of the penalty spot. It's flat in front of him. It's Lionel Messi. You think he's going to put it in the top corner. He goes bottom corner. Keeper makes a decent-ish save, but Messi should have scored. Big chance for Messi, that. He should have scored. I've jinxed him because I've gone with the golden boot, haven't I? It's the Goldbridge jinx. How am I feeling about all the time that's being added on? I'm over it now. I expect it. I know it's going to happen now, so I'm all right with it. But there will be loads and loads of it. Don't forget our stats carousel that's going round. It's updating as it goes. There's the Sanucci QR code to take you to the website if you want to scan your QR code with your phone or go through the link in the description. But yeah, that stats carousel is going round and it's updating all the time. When it shows you the team lineup, that's the team lineup that's on the pitch. If they've got a red arrow under their back, they've been subbed on. Yellow card, obvious. Ball on their shoulder, obvious. They've got a goal. That is the live leaderboard as it stands. Obviously, this is the first game in this group. So they're both on 1 point at the moment. That won't be for long. Soon, Argentina will have 3 and Saudi Arabia will have none. And as you can see, our stats carousel is sponsored by the OneFootball app. You can scan the QR code or you can go through the link in the description to download it. OneFootball is a free football app where you can get all your football news, all your football stats. Fantastic app. Make sure you download it. Links in the description. It's available on all platforms as well. Get involved with that. There's an early foul here. Yeah, big shout out to OneFootball. How do you feel about Martinez not starting, says Ben? I'm bloody fuming. And that might be the coffee kicking in at 10 o'clock. But I'm bloody fuming. I mean, why Otamendi is starting over Martinez is beyond me. I didn't even rate Otamendi at Man City. I certainly don't rate him now at Benfica. But he doesn't start normally anyway. That's from Ali. He doesn't start normally anyway. Good atmosphere in the tournament. Well, I think Messi will be a huge... Messi and Ronaldo will sell out these games, won't they? Maybe not if this tournament was in, Germany or something like that, but probably still. But certainly when you're playing in Qatar or the Middle East, and they're trying to sell a tournament, Messi and Ronaldo are going to be the games which will easily sell out, won't they? And Neymar as well, yeah, you're right, full duck. So I don't think there'll be any empty seats today because... Messi's going to sell out, isn't he? Not literally. And it's their last World Cup, Darren G. Look, I don't really want to miss any games, but this is one, this game, Brazil, Portugal, they're the 3 games I'm looking forward to. And it's interesting because I find Portugal quite boring, but when I watch Portugal play, I'm basically just watching Ronaldo to see if he can score a goal or something like that. And it's the same with Messi to a certain extent, although, Argentina, I think, are a team that could win it. So do you watch the highlights package, Mark, at the end of the day? Nah. Well, I've watched all the game. I don't need to watch the highlights. I think the highlights are great if you've missed some of the games, but when you watch them all. Thanks, Sally Devil, Red 7. Hi, Mark. Do you think Martinez could be an option as a number 9 for United? Good holder of the ball and can definitely finish with pace in behind, says Reese. You're having a laugh, Reese. Oh, you're talking about Lautaro Martinez. I thought you were talking about Lisandro Martinez. There are some United fans who start saying things like Lindelof would be a good CDM, Wan-Bissaka would be a good centre-back. So I thought you were moving our centre-back Martinez up front. No, Lautaro Martinez would be a good player signing for United. I think it'd be a good signing for a Chelsea or a Newcastle or an Arsenal as well. I think he would suit the Premier League well. Getting mixed up with my Martinez's there. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Good to see you coming over. I think some of you might have come over from United stands, some of you might not. But you're very welcome on the show. That's football. We're doing every watch-along on here. We've got a couple of watch-alongs in the studio for you, and I'm doing a couple as well. Give me some skin, Peter. Rest in peace, Rupert, says Dan. Lovely, lovely advert. You know, can't wait. Very excited about what we've got for you next year as well. Hi, Mark. I'm in Dubai and I got a ticket for Portugal versus Korea to watch the Great opportunity to watch a World Cup for fans in this part of the world. Hasha, brilliant. These are the sort of stories that I think are positive about this World Cup. You know, what's going on here? Possible penalty check. He legged it over there, didn't he? He legged it over. What was he looking at? That's soft. If he gives this, that's soft. That's soft. I'm sorry. That is soft. I don't think that's a penalty. He's going to give it. Yeah. That's soft. That's really soft. The game's gone. I mean, how can you not give the Maguire one yesterday and then you give that? That's a very soft penalty. I mean, look, I will say a positive. It will stop holding on in the box, but he was running there straight away, wasn't he? I think that's soft. That's really soft. So Messi, well, look, Messi's my Golden Boot prediction winner, so he should be scoring here. Not a penalty for me. I think it's really soft. I thought the Maguire one yesterday was, because he was basically trying to marry him. I thought the Declan Rice one yesterday wasn't, and I think that's the weakest of the three. But if they're going to be consistent, then basically anybody grabbing anybody or touching anybody in the box should be a penalty now, because that is a very soft penalty. Messi makes it 1-0, right into the bottom corner, passes it home. First goal of the World Cup for Argentina. It's Lionel Messi who just passes it into the bottom corner. Saudi Arabia can feel very, very hard done by there. They're not going to win the game anyway, but that referee, I tell you what I found dodgy about that. The referee legged it over virtually straight away. It felt like he was running for the penalty straight away. There was no... It was almost like he was holding on to him and the referee was running to the VAR. It was weird. Apparently the telecast is not very good in India, says SR. Was it a penalty? Let's run a poll. Yes or no? Some people might say yeah. I think it's really soft, and I think in a World Cup you shouldn't be giving penalties for that. But the flip side of the coin is, would you want to concede a penalty like that if it was England, Wales, USA, Argentina? Do you want that to be a penalty against you? And I'm like, it's just... to go from a corner to a free shot at goal is disgusting for that. It is a physical game. You've got to be able to put a tackle in. Ethan's right. It's contact in the box, so it's technically a penalty. But I think the Argentinian player makes a meal out of it. And I would guarantee, and I'll say this quite comfortably as somebody who's coached before, if I'm watching that Declan Rice penalty yesterday, every coach will be saying to their team, when it's a corner or a set piece, if anyone touches you, go down. Go down. Take a tumble. You might get a penalty. Oh, the Maguire one's the worst of the lot, and we didn't get a penalty for it. Like the Maguire one where he gets tugged to the ground is worse than the one that Declan Rice did, and it's worse than the one that Saudi Arabia have just done. But maybe the referees have been told off for that. I don't think Saudi Arabia get that penalty either. I agree with Carton. Yeah. Keenan, I don't know what the referee was so quick to run over. Literally, if you watch it back, the Saudi Arabian player and the Argentina player are sort of grappling a little bit, and whilst they're grappling, the referee's legging it over to VAR. I'm like, weird. Would you take Tuchel or Poch at England? Either Tiger Claws, either would be fine by me. Saudi Arabia have started off all right, Scooter. Yeah, they've not been too bad. But look, I think Saudi Arabia deserve a bit of respect. They're not Qatar. They have played in World Cups before. I mean, how many World Cups have Saudi Arabia played in? I can think of at least 3 in the last 25 years. Eddie Howe won't take the England job, mate. Nick says, I think the ref was just trying to establish his Jobsworth status from early. Where's this referee from, everybody, by the way? I mean, that is something we do need to consider. We said it last night. People start moaning about the standard of refereeing, but wrongly or rightly, the World Cup is allocated officiating fairly based on qualification. So you might get Anthony Taylor, who's useless, but you might also get a really good referee from Germany, and then you might get a really inexperienced referee. So he's Slovenian, apparently. I just think it's a soft penalty. I think Argentina are going to win anyway, like a lot of people have said, but I do think it's a soft penalty, and I think it's always harsh on the underdog when they concede early because of a penalty like that. Why aren't you wearing Mrs. Goldbridge's sweater tonight, says Costa? Because it was an England ting. It was an England ting. Maguire is going to give away so many penalties with these new rules. He bear hugs everyone at corners. Well, he might win a few as well. Danny says, I'm a Liverpool fan, but I can't understand how Otamendi's been picked over Martinez. Welcome to international football, Danny. Look at England yesterday. I can't understand why Pickford's being picked over Pope and Ramsdale. I can't understand why Harry Maguire gets picked over people like, Dyer and Ben White. I can't understand why Mount's getting picked over Foden. But international football, I just think they go with what they know because they don't get them together very often, do they? So they go with what they know, I suppose. Sanucci sponsoring our stream there. You can get it through the link in the description. Some fantastic pendants available. They've got discounts as well. Extra 10 gets you 10% off, and some of them have got 30% off anyway, so that could be up to 40% off. They've got the England pendant. They've got the Brazil one. They've got a brand new France one out. They've got a Portugal one as well. Check it out through the link in the description. Get your discount code delivered to your door. Cross coming in from Saudi Arabia here. Argentina will get it away. 1-0, Lionel Messi penalty. Controversial penalty. I wouldn't say it's not a penalty. I just think it's very soft. I have got Lionel Messi as my Golden Boot winner, by the way, and he should have scored before the penalty anyway. Just want to have a quick look at they're on the attack here, Saudi Arabia. Cross comes in. Ooh, it was, for a moment there I thought there was going to be a tap in, but Martinez leaps onto it. I just want to go through the Saudi Arabia squad for you. They exclusively do not play in Europe. They all play in Saudi Arabia. Al Hilal, Al Ali, Al Nasser, Al Hilal, Al Nasser, Al Shabib, Al Nasser, Al Hilal, Al Shabab, Al Hilal, Al Shabab, Al Hilal, Al Nasser, Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, Abba, Al Fatah, Al Hilal, Al Ali. So they all play in Saudi Arabia, which is particularly unusual because they have been in. I mean, I'm still waiting for the answer to the question: how many World Cups have Saudi Arabia qualified for? They're not terrible, but it's interesting that all of their players play in Saudi Arabia and don't play in Europe. There must be a reason for that. Messi, Ronaldo, Kane or Benzema for golden boots is popcorn chicken. Well, it won't be Benzema, mate. Whale, welcome. Thank you very much for your chat. And do you think Southgate will stick with a back four, says Nick? 50-50. I think he might not, to be honest. Why does Maguire... they've been to 6 World Cups, Saudi Arabia. Why does Maguire come alive for England, says Chris? I think Harry Maguire suits international football. It's a lot slower. And I think England play a lot of teams that sit back. Harry's a good player against a team that sits back. And obviously the game is a bit slower as well. Well, welcome to the Members Club. They get loads of money in Saudi, easily millions, so the thought of playing in Europe for them is undermining financially, says Apple Pie. I don't know whether that's true or not. But the money's better there, says Day. And Johan says, I think Saudi Arabian players are not allowed to play outside of their country. Well, I don't know. Any studio watch-alongs today? Yeah, we've got a couple. So I'll be doing 2, and then we'll be doing 2 in the studio. Got Ricky at 4 o'clock in the studio. Looking forward to that. I loved the studio watch-along yesterday that Charlie and Adam did. I'm loving the graphics, the studio feel, and the interactivity. It was really good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to watching those later. It's the only watch-alongs I've ever... obviously I do a lot of watch-alongs. I don't watch anybody else's. It's the only watch-along I've ever watched and enjoyed. Their contracts must be massive, says Abdullah. Who do I think is winning the World Cup, says iShow Content. I'm still going Brazil and France. Probably more towards Brazil at the moment. I think the loss of Benzema is a problem. I think Saudi Arabia have done quite well as well. A few people saying they've been okay. I don't think Harry does play well in international football. It's just a weird thing where his average performances are exaggerated into amazing, says Matthew. You might be onto something there. We've said this before about English players. We've said this before about United players. I don't know what it's like at your club, but United fans, hear me out on this. We say it all the time at Man United. Basically, if you take a player like Harry Maguire, Scott McTominay, Fred, who generally don't play that well, and they normally get below par. If they have an average game, because they're normally below par, it gets turned into a good game. And I think that's just natural. If a bad player has an average game and doesn't make any mistakes, it's not an average game, it's a great game because they've not made any mistakes. And I think that happens a lot. And it probably happens at other clubs as well. Player of the tournament, Valverde, says Leds. I quite fancy Uruguay to be a team to watch. They are my team to watch. Everybody's going with Denmark. I'm going with Uruguay. I think Uruguay have got a really interesting profile of squad. I've made no secret of it in the past that I'm a big fan of Darwin Núñez, and I do think that it could be a very interesting thing. I think the only problem I would say is Uruguay, it's who they get in the next round. If they don't top their group, they could get Brazil. So it's a difficult... They're in the group of death anyway. I think Uruguay, South Korea, Portugal, Ghana is a tough group. And then I also think Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, Cameroon is a tough group. So if you get through, I think you're going to get a difficult game. But Uruguay are a team to watch, I think. Which Asian team will go the furthest, says Isaac. I think they're going to struggle to get out of the group. Nice ball, Messi's in. Could be on for his second. And he is! Is he onside? He's offside. Oh, I'll tell you what, this golden boot prediction was looking very, very good there. He could have had 3 goals. Well, he couldn't because he missed one and he's offside, but... Is he on? I think he's off. Yeah, I think he is off. This ref was once arrested at a party in Bosnia, says Gaza. Were you there? Yeah, it was offside. Stretch time. I'm a bit cold, you know. I've got my skin and my Japan top on, but I'm a bit cold. I might have to... What can I put on? It's upstairs. I can't put that on. Iran beat Uruguay before the World Cup, says Ale. Oh, I'm not having any more of this Iran hype. They were crap. I don't know what's going on with Iran. They are 20th in the world, but they were playing like they were bloody Qatar yesterday. They were rubbish. I know a few Iranians, and they were messaging me last night, and they said, we can't believe it. There's a lot of trouble going on at home. And apparently they refused to sing the national anthem, the players or something. And they were saying that, look, it might just be down to... there's bigger things going on, but they were really disappointed. They were like, we should be better than that. We one of them said to me, I think Qatar would beat us, based on yesterday. So I don't know what's gone wrong with Iran. Maybe there'll be a big improvement against USA, but yeah, they were very poor yesterday. But then again, if England go and smash USA, maybe England are just brilliant. Brett says, put your dress on if you're cold. I have got the jumper. I just don't want to do it. I'll get ridiculed. My dark horse of the tournament's Uruguay, Oasis. Yeah, defo. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Goldbridge, what's your prediction for Iran versus Wales, says Ali. I really hope for Iran. Like I say, I've got some friends who are... Iranian who live in the UK, and I hope for them that they do. I don't think they're going to get out of the group, but I don't want them to play like they did against England for 3 games. I mean, it's a bit like, was it the Euros where people were talking about Turkey and saying how good they were? Oh, Atamendi's hurt himself. Come on, come off, get yourself off. It's not worth the risk, mate. Go, come off, get Martinez on. I like this new offside line they're using. I like the new offside thing they're using. I've got to say, I like the new offside thing. Because getting rid of the lines stops us looking at it and going, they've got the line wrong. So I like the new offside thing. Otamendi needs to come off. Don't risk it. It's fine. It's just a bang. I've just cut myself. You're coming off. We could get infected. Get off. Do I think the Netherlands will go far in the World Cup? Well, they're going to play someone from England's group. I mean, that result for Wales last night was fantastic. For an hour, I was like, they don't deserve anything from this game. The United States have been way better. And the last half an hour, Wales actually put a shift in and did deserve a point, I suppose, and they got one. So really, I think Wales, it's going to come down to the Iran result for both Wales and United States. So, and United States, Iran has got a lot on it, hasn't it? So I think that you know, Netherlands will probably end up playing Wales or United States. The England game was attended by 45,300 in a capacity of 40,000. How does that happen, says Vabuff. Mate, it's not just that one. Look at the attendances yesterday. Every one of them have got 3,000 or 4,000 more than the capacity. Oh, lovely ball through. Keeper. What a finish by Lautaro Martinez. That's a delightful finish. Absolutely brilliant. What a finish that was. What a finish by Martinez. And it's 2-0. Little dink. Put some mayo on that chip. Brilliant. Delicious. Delicious. It's like me on FIFA last year. He might be offside, you know. I hope he's not offside. It's a lovely little finish. Slide rule pass. Dinks it over the keeper. 2-0 to Argentina. Could be offside. Fraser says it's more offside than the Messi one. I don't think it is. He took it very well, didn't he? They are reviewing it. Goal. Given. 2-0. I don't like this though. You don't feel part of it, do you? Because I'd like to see that offside now. They need to be a lot quicker with that. We're being treated like peasants here. Like, at least in the Premier League, we'd already see that. Why they're not showing us it? And I'm sure they will show it as it, but they need to show us it quicker than that, because that's one where some of us are going, that looks borderline. I'd like to see that. Well, when are we going to see it? I don't like that. I don't trust officiating enough to go, oh, it's fine. They say it's a goal. Show me it. Show me it. And we still haven't seen it. Now that might just be ITV coverage. Maybe in your country, you have already seen it, but they need to be showing us it quicker than that. It wasn't offside. It was offside. Oh, I thought they'd given the goal. Well, where's the fucking... Show us it. Come on. I thought it was a goal because they've not shown us it. It's 1-0. Bloody hell. Well, where's the replay? Have you been shown it at home? Where you're watching? We haven't been shown it on ITV. Fucking terrible. The coverage is... I'm gonna do a tweet on this. I'm going to tweet it. It's so slow. I've just tweeted it there. It's so slow. I thought the goal had been given, and I was moaning about not being able to see how close it was to being offside. They've ruled the goal out, and we've not even seen a replay. Otamendi's fell over again. He needs to come off. I think he's got concussion or something. No, loads of people haven't had a replay. Apparently Neymar might be injured as well. It's disgusting. I've just tweeted it there at Mark Goldbridge. I've just said, you know, this is the World Cup and we're getting National League coverage. It's disgusting. It was a great goal by Martinez. He's offside again here. They're playing a good offside. I tell you what, though, give Saudi Arabia some credit. They are playing a good offside trap because they're catching them. Come on, they've got to do better than this. They showed that the replay in Mexico, says Carlos. Well, well done. We're in the UK. We still haven't seen a replay to show it was offside. I think that's a disgust. I mean, imagine if imagine if this was England playing, or imagine you are Argentinian and you're living in the UK. I'd be going mad. It looked like it could have been offside, and obviously I think it will be offside when we get to see the replay. But I genuinely thought it was a goal. It's only when I looked up and I saw one. That's farcical coverage. Side note: Martinez would definitely be my pick for United striker next summer. What do you think of him, Mark? I like his movement, James. I like his movement. No replay in South Africa. I mean, we're getting replays of fucking tackles, but we're not getting replays of a goal. Well, I thought it was a goal because as Ud has just said there, it said goal. They said VAR check, goal on the screen. US, they've not shown it in the US as well. Thanks everyone who's letting us know. So we've had no replay in India, no replay in Chile, no replay in USA, no replay in the UK. You've had it replayed in Australia. I tell you what, it's geography-ist. Why are Mexico and Australia getting replays and we're not? It's continentist. No, actually it's not, because Mexico's North America and USA haven't had it. Sweden haven't had it either. No, Thailand haven't had it. Denmark haven't had it. They've not done it in Stoke. Swindon. Disgusting. It's crap. It's absolutely crap. You know, they can start giving penalties out for little holdings on. They can add 20 minutes on to games for extra time, but they can't fucking give us a replay. Here we go. Thank God. Oh, what? This bit. Oh my God. That should be a goal. No wonder they don't want to show it. It's this bit of his arm. Now, it's only your sleeve that's offside, isn't it? I've just seen it. So it's only your sleeve that can be offside. That part of your arm is not off. Here we go. He's going to do it now. Lovely. Justice goal. He's offside again. He's offside again. I've got to give some credit to this. Yeah, he is offside that time. You've got to give some credit to this Saudi Arabian backline. It's either very lucky or very good. Another good finish by Martinez. Oh, they keep getting in behind. So, my understanding of the offside rule, and it's good that I'm wearing a football top, is that if this blue part of my arm is offside, I'm not offside. But if my sleeve is offside, I'm offside. That's right, isn't it? I'm right with that, yeah? It's only your sleeve that's offside, not the rest of your arm. They still haven't had a replay in Gotham. Yeah, so I'm right there. It's only your shoulder sleeve that's offside, I think. In which case, about that much of Martinez's sleeve was offside. I mean, rules are rules. Rules are rules. But it was tight. It was tighter than an ant's arse. Not that anyone should know how tight that is. I think Ants told us in the Ants movie. Still no replay in Kidderminster, says Jack. You'll see it at half time, I think. Well, I tell you what, I think it's been quite a good game. I think Saudi Arabia have done well. I do. Off Saudi Arabia, says Oliver. I see what you're trying to do there. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. We've got 4 watch-alongs for you today. Denmark, Tunisia. Many people tipping Denmark to be the dark horse. Tunisia are quite a good side, aren't they, as well? I think Tunisia are quite good. Obviously, well, they must be quite good because they've qualified from Africa, and that's unbelievable to qualify from there. Very, very hard group to qualify from. Continent. I suppose they have got groups as well. Daryl says Tunisia are not very good. They must be reasonably good to qualify from the African continent. North Pole still not got a replay, says Roblox. Disgraceful. What's Santa going to do? He's probably too busy filling his sack. What else was I going to say? Yeah, so we've got Denmark, Tunisia at 1 o'clock. We've got Poland, Mexico at 4 o'clock. Very good game, that. I think that's a bit like USA, Wales, Mexico, Poland. You know, that it's sort of neither game can afford to lose. And then France against Australia later. I think we're all Australian. I couldn't give a Castlemaine 4X for anything else. Yeah, I'm going to put a couple of shrimps on the Barbie tonight at 7 o'clock. I'm not going to put a couple of shrimps on the Barbie because the barbecue's rusted from all the rain and it'll be dark. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Good game of football. It wasn't really an Australian accent. It sounded more like Stoke, really. Every country sees the same thing during the match because the broadcast is provided by FIFA, not the TV channel. That's wrong, Jamie. You're wrong. You're definitely wrong because they definitely saw that offside in a couple of places before we did. It's year 2045 and I confirm still no replays. It's super duper. And I've got to be honest as well. I think it's piss poor. You know, thankfully I'm not Argentinian. Not that I don't want to be Argentinian, but what I'm saying is that I would have been raging for 3 minutes for that offside replay. Penalty ruined the game. Argentina playing like Stoke, says Michael. I've been very impressed with Saudi Arabia. I think they've given a good account of themselves. They're streets ahead of Iran and Qatar anyway. Best team of the World Cup so far, England. Worst team of the World Cup so far. It's between Qatar and Iran. In the 2018 World Cup, Tunisia played England and we found it hard despite us winning, says Claydon. This World Cup might be the most controversial one, says PLL. Could Rashford get golden boot, says Chris. Needs to start if he's going to get the golden boot. Di Maria is shocking, says Football Talks. I'm surprised he still plays. Where does he play now as well? Is he at... he's in Italy, isn't he? Isn't Di Maria playing in La Liga? Lovely ball by Di Maria, though. He must have been listening. This could be 2. No. It keeps it interesting why it's 1-0 though, because Saudi Arabia is still in it. Nice ball into Messi. Takes a touch. Good defending. God, it feels weird watching football at 20 to 11 in the morning. I'm going to have to do this. I've got to do it, I'm afraid. I'm just too cold. You've got to put layers on when you're cold. I think it's my skin. I don't think it's actually layers that's making me cold. It's my skin. Not my real skin. Don't put your heating on. Don't put your heating on. That's a good shout. Do not put your heating on. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. Bottom right hand corner. I thought that was Otamendi. Yeah, it's not Otamendi. I was going to say you've got to come off. Wish in the UK, like on the player or something, we could switch cameras and switch to VAR view so we can see what they're reviewing and hear them, says Harrison. And got to say, Di Maria goes down as one of the biggest disappointments as a United fan. I had such high hopes when we signed him. Him or Falcao, maybe, says Aaron. He just didn't want to come, mate. He didn't want to come to Man United. That was pure and simple. Did not want to come to United. We're on the road to 820k subscribers. Could hit it today. Please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Get involved with the United. With that, you can get involved with the United Stand if you want. But this is That's Football. We're doing every World Cup game as a watch along. Free kick here for Argentina. Messi's on it. It's not shootable. It's crossable. The cross comes in. Edge of the box. Oh, terrible shot that. Way over the bar from De Paul, who was de rubbish. I'm putting that on because I don't have to keep holding it up there. Sanucci are sponsoring our stream. This is one of their pendants. England, you can get 10% off with the code extra10, but they've currently got Black Friday deals as well. So you can currently get about, I think, a combined 40% off the England pendant. They've also got Brazil, France, Portugal, and Spain, and they've got loads of club badges as well. There's a beautiful, beautiful Dortmund one. So check it out. Link in the description. Sanucci. You can also scan the QR code when it goes round as well. Do they do Scotland? Logan? I don't think they do Scotland. Saudi Arabia on the attack. 3 minutes to go to half time. I say 3 minutes to go to half time. He's going to add at least... you know what? I don't like 9 minutes being added on at the end of the game. But the biggest joke for me is adding more than a minute or two after 45. That's the one that's ridiculous. I think it's ridiculous adding that amount of time on in the first half. So let's wait and see how many he's going to add. I'm going to go with 5. 5. But it could be bigger than that. We're about to find out in a minute. Oh, just wish Martinez had come on. I just want to see Martinez coming on. Are you on Twitch at 3 o'clock? Yes. I'll have my daily Twitch World Cup chat at 3 o'clock on Twitch. In between the Mexico game and the Denmark game. You're getting excited about how long he's going to add on. Somebody just said 6. I can't think of anything to add any minutes on. There's not. You've not had any bloody subs. Here we go. We're about to find out. 58, 59. Argentina on the attack at the moment. 5 fucking minutes. Unbelievable. 5 minutes added on again. It's madness. It is complete madness. Players should be complaining. Players should be complaining. It's their welfare and health. I think actually that I was getting a bit of stick on Twitter last night because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, I like it. We get to see more football." I understand that, but also I'm intelligent enough to realise that these footballers are playing ridiculous amounts of football, and you're now getting them to play another 5 minutes. Maxim says, honestly, why are you complaining? Honestly, I've explained it about 10 times. Footballers are being overplayed. I know a few footballers. The the expectations and demands on the modern footballer is ridiculous. And then, the powers that be are getting them to play another 10, 15 minutes every game. By the end of this tournament, if you're an Argentinian player or a Brazilian player, you'll have played the equivalent of probably another 2 games in added time. If you think about it, if you're playing another 15 minutes every game than you normally would, in the group stage, that's 45 minutes. By the time you hit the final, well, it's another game. People don't want to listen to that though, do they? People don't want to listen to the fact that this is player welfare. They just want to sit on their arse and have another beer and have a packet of crisps and enjoy it. And I get that, but at some point, player welfare's got to come into it as well. That's my stance. Mark, how many times in the Premier League do games peter out to crap finishes against big teams when teams sit in and you get 2 minutes of actual football? There's 5 subs if players are tired, says treble champ. Mark, what players from Argentina and Saudi Arabia, apart from Messi, would you take at United, says Joel? I've always liked Paredes. I've always liked him. People are saying they get paid well enough. Oh, that'll help them. I mean, so a doctor gets paid a lot of money, so let's run them into the ground. You've got to think about player welfare. I'm sorry. If you don't agree with me, that's great, because it's all about opinion, but you're not going to change my opinion on it. I can't stand people who try and tell me I'm wrong when I don't think I'm wrong. I think that this is a disgrace. I think the amount of added time they're adding on to these players who are playing 3 times a week and have got to play 3 times a week when they come back, I think it's wrong. I think player welfare is more important. There's a player coming off for Saudi Arabia here. That's my stance. I completely respect that there's a lot of fans out there that love the fact that we get more game time. I personally think it's wrong. Let's agree to disagree. Interestingly, on the penalty, was it a penalty? Yes, 53% of you. So there you go. I'd have said no. I think it was a bit soft, is my stance. Peaky says, you're not wrong, I just don't care. And I get that. I think the majority of people... let's do a poll. Let's do a poll. I expect to lose this, but it won't change my opinion. Do you think the added time is right? Yes or no? So we've got 5 minutes at the end of this first half, and I think we'll get 10 minutes at the end of the second half. So I was looking at it yesterday. You average in a Premier League game normally 1 minute at the first of the half, and about 4 at the end of the second half. So in a Premier League game, you're averaging 5 minutes beyond the whole game. In the World Cup, we're averaging 15 minutes. So it's a 10-minute difference, isn't it? Danny says there's still been no replay of the offside in the brothel he's in. Look, half time. Give us your thoughts. It actually is half time now. Oh no, he's adding time on. Oh, this is the best thing as well. They add time on to the time on. He's playing 50 minutes and 30 seconds. That's the thing that I think we all agree with. Come on. They're all adding time on the time added on. So he's going to play 51 minutes. So he's added 6 on. Yeah, we've played 51 minutes now. He's still going. I just think it's getting silly. I do. I think it's getting silly. 52 minutes at the end of the first half where we've had no significant injury. And he's still running around having a great time in purple. 51 minutes and a half he played. So he added 6.5 minutes on. Oh, we've got to stop having these conversations. I'm boring myself with it. I sound like my bloody grandparents moaning about the weather. Anyway, we will probably finish this game at about 10 minutes before the Denmark game starts at this rate. But Mohammed, you're getting blocked, mate. I'm not being spoken to like that. Sorry. You know, everybody gets respected on here. You know, we do have conversations and we do have disagreements, but I'm not getting spoken to like that. There was an injury and numerous VAR checks, says Stanley. Don't care. Don't agree with it. Don't agree with it. Do you think the added time is right? 60% say no and 40% say yes. It's a very passionate, seems to be an oddly passionate topic, but I don't agree with it. I respect people who do. I get it. You want more football to watch. As somebody who is a massive opposition on how footballers are having to play so much football, I think it's a joke. Protocol to shorten down time between matches, says Mehmet. And didn't FIFA want to introduce 100-minute matches this World Cup, but everyone disagreed. Well, if that's true, that's probably what they're doing there. Anyway, let's have a quick chat about the game. As you can see, our stats carousel goes round during the game, and you can see it there. We've got half-time coming in for you, and let me just go there. Let's go to the stats. Where are the stats? Why can't I see my stats? There we go. Let's take it and pause it there. Okay, let's go to the stats carousel. Our stats carousel is sponsored by OneFootball. It's a free-to-download football app. It's available on all platforms. You can get it through the link in the description, or you can try and scan that QR code in the top left-hand corner, top right-hand corner. A big shout out to OneFootball. You can get all your latest breaking football news on there and stats. Make sure you download it for free. Big shout out to OneFootball there. So look, that's the story of the half. I mean, 63% possession for Argentina. They've had 5 shots, of which 2 have been on target, 2 corners to 1. I actually think Saudi Arabia have done well. I know they've only had about 40% possession, but I think they've done quite well considering what many people expected to happen. The goals that they've scored, and they've scored 2 or 3 that have been offside, have been offside. I mean, the Martinez chip was delightful. Get me some mayo and a bit of ketchup, but it was offside technically by the law. There's about 2 inches of his shirt sleeve that is offside, so you can't moan about that too much. It wasn't offside. The Saudi Arabian defence is either very lucky or very well organised. They're playing that offside trap. And ultimately, Argentina's goal was a penalty, which was also, in my opinion, a little bit soft. I think that the penalty that Iran got last night was soft. Yesterday was soft, and I think that's a soft penalty there. And obviously, we saw Harry Maguire, the worst of the lot, didn't get a penalty when he was wrestled to the ground. So, obviously, in a World Cup, you're going to get a bit of protocol change. We're seeing it with the added time. We're seeing it with the penalties for grabbing hold in the box. This is normal. If you're like me and you're a veteran of World Cups, this happens with every World Cup. I think we've just all forgotten because we've gone so quickly from the Premier League into the World Cup. There is always a FIFA directive in a World Cup that we're going to try this, we're going to try that, and they've done that. It is a penalty. I just think it's a bit soft, and I think it's going to hurt teams more if they keep doing it. And we'll probably be the victim of it as England fans at some point. We were yesterday, actually. Argentina play like Ollie football. It's very boring, says Ronan. We've had 5 memberships gifted by Antonio there. Thank you very much to Antonio. If you got one, give him a shout out. Argentina very underwhelming, or Saudi Arabia better than I expected. A or B, says Antonio 19. I think that Argentina might be a little bit overrated at the moment. But a lot of teams come into the World Cup and feel their way into it. I look at that Argentina squad and I think it's a good balanced squad, but I don't think it's as good as Brazil. I don't fancy Argentina to win this tournament. I don't know why they're one of the favourites. I don't really see why they're one of the favourites. I think they're a good team, but I don't think they're one of the favourites for me. But I think Saudi Arabia looked more competitive than Iran did yesterday against England, and obviously Qatar against Ecuador. So Saudi Arabia have been reasonably good. Argentina should be putting this game to bed, but many teams start off slow in a tournament. Like Italy have made a habit of it over the years. I've seen Brazil do it as well. So I wouldn't read too much into Argentina. And they could have been 2-0 up. Like Messi should have scored before the penalty. Lautaro Martinez marginally offside. So they've been much the better side so far. But yeah, it's been an interesting game, and I think Saudi Arabia should be quite pleased with what they've done so far. 55% if you said that you don't like the added time, and 45% if you say you do. So you can see why people are getting a bit het up in the chat about it. Obviously, it's something that some people agree with me with, and some people don't agree with me with, and that's fine. I can deal with that. I've lived most of my life like that, so it's fine. But I must admit, I am finding it very odd when we get to 45 minutes and we're adding 6 minutes on, and I'm finding it even odder when we hit 90 minutes and we're adding 10 on. I'm just not used to it. But it's change, and sometimes you've got to get used to change, haven't you? So, we'll have to embrace it. That's what it's all about. Liam for President says the new football fans agree with it. I don't like that. I don't like that sort of comment, Liam. New, and it basically creates a division, which I don't see. Pause the clock, Mark. I'm not pausing the clock. He's still playing. First half. He's added on 12 minutes. We're still playing, mate. I better stop the clock because people will get confused that we are. Okay, let's stop and reset. There we go. Argentina are 37 games unbeaten, and that's why they're favourites, says Joe. I don't fancy them to win it, I've got to be honest. I really don't. Mark, would you take the US coach as the England coach? No, I wouldn't, Brandon, because I think there's a lot of people who don't rate the USA coach. And apparently yesterday, first half, was, I played the game. Right, I've played the game. I've played the game. He's on my TV. I've played the game. 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 I haven't got the audio on. I've just got him there, and he's ranting with a microphone and headphones on, and I'm lip reading, and he's just going, I've played the game. I've played the game. I've played the game. Laura, I've played the game. 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 Right, nonsense. Anyway, sorry. You need to know. Roy didn't think it was a penalty. I don't think it was a penalty. I don't. I understand why it is a penalty, but I think it's soft, and I think it creates a problem in the modern game whereby you are now basically saying they're trying to make it I understand what Roy Keane's on about. They're trying to make it a non-contact sport, and they've been trying to make it a non-contact sport for ages. That tackling's almost been prohibited. I can see why it was a penalty, but I think it's very soft, and I think you're going to see a lot of penalties. Just looking at the Lautaro Martinez. Yeah, he's basically half of his sleeve is offside, so it is offside. Best average gaming says, G'day Mark, what miracle has to happen for Australia to pass the group stage? Also loving your Football Manager 23 series. Hope you do more. I will be doing more. Best average gaming. Australia's group, remind me of Australia's group. You've got Denmark and Tunisia. So Argentina and Saudi Arabia are in Mexico and Poland's group. You probably see it going around the carousel anyway. So it doesn't get any easier for Argentina. You've got to beat Saudi Arabia because Mexico and Poland are okay. You'd certainly say Mexico and Poland are better than Saudi Arabia. And Denmark, Tunisia, France and Australia. For Australia to get through the group, and I don't know why I'm talking about this because it's not even an Australian accent, but Australia to get through the group, you've got to pick up points. I know that sounds like Michael Owen, but you've got to be picking up points against France and Denmark. Beating Tunisia won't be enough. You won't get through with 3 points. So the short answer for Australia is you've got to pick up some points against Denmark and France, otherwise you're going home. Loving the coverage. Souness always says, I'll go back to it, and I've played the game, says Colin. To be fair, Saudi Arabia coach is genius, and he could train any big team and do well with them, says Amar. And they've been good. They've done well. Also, Argentina higher speed to teach them the offside rule or some, because they've been there all day, says Antonio19. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're getting really close to 820k. Big shout out to you all getting involved. There are loads of watch-alongs for every game we're doing, and fair play to you all for tuning in and watching them. However you are, it's a lot of football for the next week, isn't it? So yeah, thanks everyone who's tuning in. We've got a couple of studio watch-alongs coming up for you this afternoon as well, which is going to be great. And got Ricky on one of them as well, which is even better. I'm very excited to watch that myself in the studio. So also don't forget, we're sponsored by Sanucci on this show. What is Sanucci? Well, I'm wearing my England pendant here. They do loads of different pendants for club and country, but you can get your England pendant, like me, 10% off with the code extra10. But they've also got the Black Friday sales on at the moment, which are reducing them even more, delivered to your door. They've got England, Brazil. The France one's just been released, which is very nice as well. Got Spain and Portugal. So check them out. But they've got loads of club ones as well. You can scan the QR code with your phone and go straight there. Or you can go and check them out through the link in the description. Big shout out to Sanucci. Very, very nice. Very nice pendants you can get. I bet on the underdogs Switzerland and Mexico to win the World Cup. Who's your underdog team? Says Noor. The funny thing is we can all pick an underdog team to win the World Cup, can't we? And the reality is, an underdog has never won the World Cup. Tell me an underdog that's won the World Cup. There hasn't been one. There's never been an underdog who wins the World Cup. So we can all predict one, but we'll all fail. But I'm still going to do it. Chris, I'm not going to answer that. My underdog to win the World Cup would be, and they have won the World Cup before, Uruguay. I quite like the Uruguay squad. Denmark would be an underdog as well. England, I don't think England are an underdog. I just think people call us underdogs because we haven't won the World Cup in ages. But when you look at our squad and you look at the fact that our Premier League is the greatest league in the world, I don't think that we are underdogs. I just think we've got a manager that's not very good, and therefore people go, England won't win the World Cup. But when you look at the squad, it's more than capable of going to the final. And then when you're in the final, you can win it. But no, I'm just looking at the Uruguay squad. So obviously Godin still plays for them, which is amazing. Jimenez, Atletico Madrid. Araujo at Barcelona. Vina from Roma. They've got Oliveira from Napoli. They've got obviously Bentancur from Tottenham. Agata from Sporting. Then they've got Valverde from Real Madrid. Lucas Torreira still plays for them. He's at Galatasaray now. They've got Darwin Núñez. They've got Cavani. They've got I think Luis Suarez still plays for them as well. But I mean, obviously Cavani and Suarez are coming towards the end of their careers. But I just think they might. I might be overhyping Uruguay a little bit, but I just think they have got that South American quality, and then they've got some good players as well. And I think if they can hit any semblance of form, then they could do quite well. We'll have to wait and see. It's funny how it makes me laugh how a few people have said that Enzo Fernandez is going to be the breakthrough player in this World Cup. He doesn't even start for Argentina, so he's got to get in the first team before. I think Thogden came out with that perler, didn't he? Mark, what are the chances? I mean, I do like Enzo Fernandez. I do really like him, but he's not in the team at the moment. It's like Lisandro Martinez. I mean, I think he would be a very good player, but they can't get in the bloody team. What are the chances Ronaldo plays against Forest? I'm travelling from Australia to go to the game, or half the team for that matter, says Jacob. I think it's hard to get your mindset into the Premier League at the moment, but from a Man United point of view, and you can say it the same about Arsenal, Chelsea, etc. If any of your players play in the semi-final, they won't be playing on Boxing Day. They just won't. Like, the final is on the 18th, which is a Sunday, and a week later the Premier League returns. So if you play in the World Cup final, you're not going to play a week later. Like, every player is going to be given a break by their club. I know it's not been publicly stated by many, but they are all going to give their players a break after the World Cup. So if you play in the World Cup final, you're not playing in the Boxing Day fixtures or the day after. You won't. You'll be given some time off. People will say, well, only 2 teams play in the World Cup final. There's a 3rd and 4th place game on the Saturday night before that. So basically, any team that gets to the semi-final, it's very unlikely that you're going to see those players playing in the Christmas fixtures, really. Adnan, thank you very much. And if you look at the Serbia squad, do you think they would do any good? Says Claydon. Denmark won the European as underdogs in '92. Why is it not possible with the World Cup? Says Jonas. It is possible. We've just never had an underdog win the World Cup. Scheduling's a joke. Tuto, yeah. Right, we're ready to go for the second half here. Get ready. The second half will last about an hour. No, it will. 45 minutes plus 10 is 55. So, second half, we're up and running. And Serbia squad. I know some of their players, but I don't know all of their squad. So, Serbia. They've actually got a goalkeeper called Milinkovic-Savic, you know. Is it his brother? Plays for Torino. I think Dimitrovic will play in goal. Sevilla, isn't it? They've got some good players, you know. They have got some good players. Obviously, Tadic of Ajax. Kostic at Juventus. Milinkovic-Savic, Lazio. Lukic at Torino. Mitrovic, Jovic, Vlahovic as their forwards. I don't know. I think a lot of people are saying about Serbia, yeah, they've got a you know, a lot of people are saying Serbia are dark horses for the tournament. I remember backing Serbia before. Didn't they play Brazil before? Didn't they play Brazil? I remember watching Serbia play before. Maybe it was 2018. Maybe it was 2014. It was probably 2018. And they were quite disappointing. Frentas says Uruguay in 1950 was an underdog. Won it in Brazil. Yeah, I'll take your word on that, mate, because we're not all 90. Romania could have had a chance in 94. Sadly, we had Nigel Martin type of goalkeeper. I also remember we beat you a lot during those times, says Andre. I remember Phil Neville giving away a penalty. I think that was in the Euros. Was it 2000? Why isn't the United stand team in Qatar covering the World Cup? Would have been great to meet you guys, says Hasha. No, our stance was we weren't going to Qatar. It's a personal thing. We had some offers to go. Good money to go. Just didn't want to do it. Collectively and individually. Fair play. Anyone who did, just didn't want to do it. Hadji was a brilliant player, Callum. Absolutely loved him. Wand of a left foot. Oh, Saudi Arabia into the box. Can he get a shot off? And they scored! It's 1-1! We've got a shot goal in the World Cup! He's took it really well! And it's 1-1 in the World Cup for Saudi Arabia. This is what we're here for. This is what we came for. This is what we want to see. And Saudi Arabia, they've fought. And they've got a goal back. Al-Shari, he's scored it. They're loving it. They're standing on their seats. He's going to break that seat. That plastic will not hold up. And it's 1-1 and it's game on. Some people say justice. Well, I tell you what, they win it in the midfield. It's crap centre-backs. Romero and Otamendi. Get Lisandro Martinez on. Their centre-backs do not deal with that at all. And he's hit it. I mean, Martinez, it's a lovely finish. Romero stretches out. Martinez is at full stretch. Right in on the inside. I tell you what, that's a very, 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 very good finish. Really good quality finish into the bottom corner. Always say that when you're coaching. Aim for that far, aim for the side of the net. And he's hit the net right next to the post. Lovely angled finish. No keeper's going to save that. And I think the centre-backs aren't aggressive enough. Otamendi or Romero, they've got to go and win that. And they stand off. Thoughts on the Oceania qualifiers for the next World Cup, says Thomas. Lots of love from New Zealand. Well, everyone's going to qualify with 48 teams there, aren't they? There's another 16 teams who get in now. I like Saudi Arabia as well. I agree. The chat have given them a bit of credit. I like to see it. They've actually played well. think they get thrown in with Qatar, don't they? And actually, they've been to World Cups before. They're not a bad side. They've been pretty good. That one shot on goal, one goal for Saudi Arabia. Mark, the Milinkovic-Savic keeper used to play for Man United. Can't believe you didn't remember that. And yes, he's the Lazio midfielder's brother, says David. Oh mate, I don't remember everything. You know how much work I do. I'm surprised I remember anything day to day. I know, now you've said it, it rings a bell. He took that so well. Such a lovely finish. I tell you what, if that was Harry Kane, we'd be saying, what a finish. It's so good. The defenders, Romero's stretching out defending. Martinez is at full stretch in goal, and he's found the bottom corner. Really good goal. And they'll have their heads up now, and their tails up. Everything will be up for Saudi Arabia. They'll be well up for this now. Another mistake. I tell you what, we might have a shock here. Argentina, they've had shocks before. Cameroon, Italia 90, lost 1-0. It can happen. I remember that game. I remember watching that game as a kid. Cameroon, Argentina. Cameroon had 2 men sent off and they still won 1-0. The clock is right. We are 6 minutes and 5 seconds into the second half, yeah. Yeah, it's been I said this at half time and people didn't want to listen. It's been a very slow start by Argentina to this World Cup so far. I know, yeah, you know, they've had a couple of offsides, but they're not the dominant force to think many of us thought they might be. And give some credit to Saudi Arabia. They've done well. Please do subscribe to the channel. We're only 300 away from 820k. Thanks everyone who's tuning in. And Sanucci, scan the QR code. I'm wearing the England pendant. You can get 10% off with the code extra10. Plus they've got Black Friday reductions as well. Delivered to your door. Got loads of pendants available. You can get a Brazil one. They've got a brand new France one. I'm wearing my England one. And big shout out to Sanucci. Argentina are getting pelters in the chat. Way too early. Way too early. You can't write a team off just because they're drawing to Saudi Arabia. And I think this is the first game we've seen yet, probably the best game we've seen of the tournament so far, where, you know, a lesser footballing nation, with all respect, against a bigger footballing nation in Argentina, and they're actually giving him a game. You know, they're in the box again here. Shoots! Oh, I thought I was going in! He's curling it to the far post. Martinez is diving, but I think it was Romero gets his head on it. Shoots again! It's 2-1! Oh, my Lord! What's going on here? What the hell is going on? It's 2-1! It looked like it was going to go in anyway. It falls to the right-hand side. He whips it in. It's 2-1. It's game on. It's definitely the game of the World Cup so far. Bring it on. This is what we want to see. And Argentina, well, they're in trouble. They're in trouble here. They need 2 to win. They need 1 to draw. But Saudi Arabia, they've definitely had something at half-time because they are on it. They are on it like a car bonnet. Let's watch this back. Are they trying to... Oh, don't be VAR in anything here. Do not be VAR in anything here. Let's have a watch. I thought that was going in. Good header away by Romero. Second ball. Oh, there's nothing wrong with this. Oh, it's a great goal. It's a great goal. Skips inside. Shoots. Keeper's beaten. Lovely goal. Lovely goal. Wins it back himself as well. Lovely hit. Martinez does get a hand on it. He just can't keep it out because of the pace. He's at full stretch. Martinez nearly pulls off a great save there. But what a goal. What a game. 2-1. What a game. Fair play to the Saudis. They've been brilliant. They've been brilliant, especially this second half. They've been absolutely brilliant. Absolutely fantastic, Mark. Absolutely incredible. They need to make some changes here. This Argentina team looks flat. And as I said, ever since they got that equaliser, they've started to believe. They've started to believe in themselves, Saudi Arabia. They're up for it. They're energetic. They're working hard. And as I said, this I don't know much about this team. Nobody will. None of their players play outside of Saudi Arabia. So you wouldn't know a lot about them. But are they allowed to play outside of Saudi Arabia? Is the money too good for them to leave? Well, we don't know a lot about them, but they're doing very well. Best goal of the season, but best goal of the tournament, says Boss of Gamer. Saudi Arabia should have hosted it. I think if Saudi Arabia did host it, I don't think anyone would have a problem with it because they've been to many World Cups, haven't they? Argentina don't have dynamic wingers and let Garnacho home. Di Maria, Gomez, too slow. Look, Germany, they need different striker and call Makuku. 17, says Dej. So Mexico's going to take Group C, says Trinidad. Well, we've got Mexico-Poland at 4 o'clock. A lot of Mexicans are telling us in the chat over the last couple of days that Mexico aren't very good either. So here we go. Switch it. Messi. What a tackle. What a tackle. Give that guy some praise. That tackle was amazing. Messi was just about to finish it and he came from nowhere. Shez says, thoughts on Bellingham as a talent. Thanks for the entertainment and commentary whilst I'm at work. Keep watching for Makuku in this World Cup. I know, I'm looking forward to that. Germany tomorrow, isn't it, Shez? Bellingham's a player that could light up this tournament. We know that. Hi, Mark from Eritrea and nice goal, Saudi, says Noah. Well, whatever happens here, and you'd still expect Argentina to come back, we could be in for a good game. We are in for a good game. People are saying it's rigged. Come on. Let's grow up a little bit. It's been completely disrespectful to a team that's working really, really hard and has been to multiple World Cups. Messi's furious there. He wanted it in front of him a little bit, but it was a really good tackle. Maybe Argentina aren't all that, but they're unbeaten in 30 games, aren't they? Something like that. I think Alvarez might be coming on. What would I do? I think somebody hit the nail on the head. I think their wing play is too slow. I think their centre backs are too slow. I think their midfield lacks creativity. This Argentina side just seems a little bit. You know what? They remind me a bit of Italy, and that's why they could win it. They remind me a bit of a. They remind me a lot of Italy. Argentina is making 3 subs. Enzo Fernandez is coming on, Alvarez is coming on, and Lisandro Martinez is coming on. Yes, this is where it changes. The butcher's coming on. Here we go. Here we go. 3 really exciting changes for Argentina here. Alvarez, Man City, Enzo Fernandez, Benfica, and obviously United's Lisandro Martinez. Romero goes off. Otamendi shifts to right centre-back. I think the World Cup could be a shock. A lot of key players out for nations, says Leroy. Well, it's going to be interesting now. I think those are very positive changes for Argentina. And you look at the team now, Martinez, Alvarez, Enzo Fernandez, Messi, Lautaro Martinez. There's a little bit more energy in that team, isn't there? I've got Messi down as... Alda says Messi equals Casper the Ghost. I've got Messi down as Golden Boot winner. I've jinxed him. It's my fault. Whenever I pick Golden Boot, I went Lukaku a couple of years ago in the Prem. I said Timo Werner the year after or the year before. My Golden Boot pickers can be jinxed. The player that scored the second goal for Saudi played on loan for Villarreal and who said they are not allowed to play outside, says Al Sabah. Thank you very much. Well, there you go. Every Saudi Arabian player plays in Saudi Arabia. Imagine an Argentina winner in the 59th minute of the second half, says this is Radio Hugo. Ian's gone for Bruno Fernandes as top goal scorer. Interesting. KT missed the first 15 minutes of the second half. You've just missed the best part of the game, mate. Oh, it's good to have a stretch. It's good to have a stretch. Oh, that's the best stretch I've had in days. Oh, it's so good. I don't want it to end. Oh, God. You'll get to that age. I don't remember stretching in my 20s and enjoying it. Bloody love a good stretch now. Well, this is great. This is absolutely great. 10 o'clock kickoff. Feels a bit odd, but we're getting a cracking game. This is what you want in the World Cup. You want a bit of drama. He looks like Jamie Lannister, the coach of Saudi Arabia, doesn't he? I wonder what he did after Game of Thrones. Saudi are very well organised, very well organised. I think that's abundantly clear. You cannot compete with the big footballing teams in the world for quality, but you can compete with organisation, with good coaching, and they're a very well coached side. You know, it's not by accident that their defensive line is catching Argentina offside a lot. Well, yeah, I agree. I mean, somebody just said there, I thought Saudi Arabia were meant to be the easier team. And they probably still will lose this game. I'd still say Argentina are favourites. Look, we've got another 40 minutes to go, haven't we? Let's be honest. Goal! No! Oh, my God, what? I don't know how this doesn't go in. I think it's an Argentina player who blocks it, comes across the 6-yard box. Martinez shoots. And it hits... I think Martinez's shot was going wide anyway. Keeper did well. Keeper did really well. He reacted well. Oh, Otamendi has hurt his foot. He wants a FIFA penalty. So it's a corner here. It's not a penalty. Messi with the corner. And a chance for Saudi Arabia to break now. Lovely switch of the play. Argentina have got to push. They've got to push now. Scafty says Argentina are overrated. I think we'll see a different Argentina now they've made those 3 subs. And to make them early as well, I think you've got to applaud that. I mean, with all due respect to Romero and Otamendi, Martinez is a proper balling centre-back. He will make them more progressive. Enzo Fernandez comes with a lot of potential, and Alvarez, as we know from Man City, is a player to watch. So they've made 3 advisable subs. I think it's a few. Somebody just said there. I think England would beat this Argentina side. I wouldn't be. Yeah, I wouldn't be. I think that's always quite a good gauge, isn't it? I wouldn't be overly worried about playing Argentina as an England fan. I'm not saying they wouldn't beat us, but I don't think they're anything massively special. Based on this, I think they remind me of Italy. I think they're well organised. They've definitely got goals in them, but they're not a dominant side, are they? I think based on this. But look, it's very early in the tournament, and to be honest, it's advisable to grow into the tournament. You don't want to peak too soon. So they've got so many good players, Argentina, that I think you're always going to expect them to do well. The big thing for Argentina is to not not finish top of the group. So I think the big thing for Argentina here is to not win this game. A draw would not be great for them, because maybe that gives Mexico or Poland a chance to top the group, which would then put them second in the group and could put them against Argentina are going to play Denmark or France if they get qualified anyway, by the looks of it. So neither of those games will be easy. Oh, there's a foul here. There's going to give a yellow card, I think, as well. Yeah. Saudi Arabian player gets booked. Al-Malki. I've seen this before. It's called performance-enhancing drugs. I believe an investigation will be conducted after the game, says Lincoln. Yeah, that was a foul on Otamendi, to be fair. So 23 minutes left of normal time and about another hour after that of added time. But Saudi Arabia starting to sit in a little bit now, as is their right. They are basically playing a back 5, aren't they? I don't think we'll be on the verge of a shock result here. I still think Argentina will. It's more a case of whether they can win the game from 2-1 down. I think they'll find a way back to draw it at least. Peter says Saudi Arabia are a bit like Brighton. I know what I get. Peter, well done. I think you're talking sense there. I think there is that Brighton vibe to Saudi Arabia so far. They're well organised. They play pretty decent football. They've scored some good goals. Another corner here. They're going to get tired though. Make sure you subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're only 200 away from 820,000. Thanks everyone who's getting involved. You're all welcome on That's Football. Another corner here. No, it's a goal kick. And don't forget, we've got our live stats carousel going round. That's how the table looks at the moment. Obviously, that's a live table. So Saudi Arabia would be top with 3 points at the moment. Poland and Mexico playing at 4 o'clock. Much love from Vietnam. Who do you think can become a top scorer for this World Cup? I've gone with Messi, Yami. I've gone with Messi, but we might have somebody a bit different this year. There's the stats from the game so far. Argentina heading towards 70% possession, but Saudi Arabia winning 2-1. Don't forget, our Stats Carousel is sponsored by the OneFootball app. The link is in the description. Download it for free. You get all your latest football news and stats on the OneFootball app, and it's available on all platforms. Download it for free through the link in the description, or you can try and scan the QR code. There's the latest Argentinian lineup. As you can see, the red arrows underneath the player means that they've been subbed on. Enzo Fernandez, Lisandro Martinez, and Alvarez. Messi with the ball on his shoulder. He scored a goal. Saudi Arabia have only made one sub so far, but the goals are spread out between their left player and their striker, both with the ball on their back. Shock at the moment, but another substitution here as Tagliafico comes off for Argentina and Acuna comes on. Wonder what price Inter would put on Martinez, says Justin. How is Qatar higher ranked than Saudi Arabia, says Myron. What ranking is Saudi Arabia? Just give how stunning this result will be. Argentina have never lost to an Asian team in World Cup and will be the first loss against an Asian nation since 1984, says Hay. We've got a long way to go for that to happen yet. They're ranked number 50 in the world, Saudi Arabia. I don't take any notice of the World Cup ranking, of the world rankings, to be honest with you. Like Belgium are still in the top 3, aren't they? I mean, you've got to have a ranking system, and I know how they do it, but I don't take a lot of notice of it. I mean, Iran are 20 in the world. Yeah, I don't agree with it. A lot of their points come from their. Yeah, I'm not that. Yeah. Rag says it's FIFA rankings like FIFA player ratings. Well, Argentina were a lot of people's favourites. I wouldn't worry too much if they are your sweepstake pick. It's still very, very early. Argentina played in the final in 1990 and lost the opening game to Cameroon with 9 men playing against 9 men. So it doesn't matter massive. It doesn't. Well, it does matter, but it doesn't mean you're not going to win the thing if you lose your first game. Another shot for Argentina here. I think we're going to see a lot of this. We've still got 20 minutes of normal time, and we all know there'll be 10 minutes of added time, so there's still half an hour for Argentina here. Cross, cleared, edge of the box. Well done, good defending there. They are slipping around a lot. St. Jimmy says, how bad do you think Argentina have been? Oh, I don't think they've been. I think you've got to put a bit of respect on Saudi Arabia, to be honest. I think that they have done all right. Well, they've done more than all right, haven't they? Let's be fair. So, yeah, I don't think... oh, shit, just knocked me mic. I don't think they've... I don't think Argentina have been terrible. I think people would have expected a little bit more from them, but I don't think they've been terrible. I think Saudi Arabia have been better than people expected. And, if you think about it, if Lautaro Martinez stays on side and it's 2-0, we've got a different game on our hand, haven't we? And maybe Argentina go and win 3 or 4-0. So I just think the way the game has panned out so far hasn't been great for them. Keeper's off his line, goes for the shot, Di Maria. United should look at signing Taremi of Iran. He's got 42 goals and 28 assists for Porto since 2020. Also, he's got 5 Champions League goals this season, says Ariane. He took his goal well yesterday. In a very poor Iran team, he did take his goal well. Says that Saudi Arabia is 51st and Qatar is 50th in the ranking. Qatar never even played a World Cup. They had to buy their way into one while Saudi Arabia always qualifies. Yeah, I wouldn't take a massive amount of notice. I mean, look, maybe Qatar are going to play well in the next game. I certainly think people are expecting Iran to do a lot better. As I said, I was speaking to a couple of my Iranian friends last night in the WhatsApp group, and they were gutted, but sort of said, there might be reasons why that's happened. There's a lot going on in Iran at the moment, and we're better than that. So, hopefully they'll perform better against Wales and USA. Morning from Indiana, Mark. Where will this rank? Says Abdullah. What do you mean? What are we ranking? Argentina, lovely cross. That number 12 for Saudi Arabia, it reminds me of Kante. Just the way he runs. He's got that, Kante's run where he sort of, it's hard to explain. He's just got a very similar run to Kante. Messi's ghosting, says Divan. Number 12 for Saudi Arabia. You'll see what I mean. He's got a very similar, the way he covers the grass, he's got a very similar running style to Kante. Enzo Fernandez plays for Benfica, doesn't he? He went from, was it Boca Juniors or River Plate to Benfica in the summer. Leon says, who's going to win the World Cup? I don't think we're going to find out who wins the World Cup from the first, even the first two group games. Really, I think there'll be enhanced hopes for people based on the first two games, and maybe people will start to write people off from that. But really, the World Cup doesn't start until you're in the last 16 anyway. The first step is to be in the last 16. We've seen many teams. Favourites drop out before. Any manager will tell you that the group stage is something to get through. You build your fitness, build your chemistry, and then the real tournament starts in the knockout stage. So I wouldn't rule anybody out. I don't know why Argentina are moaning about subs. It'll all get added on. There's absolutely no reason to moan about time added on anymore. You're going to get it. You're going to get it. Italy in 82 were crap in the group stage. England in 90 were crap in the group stage. We were really crap. I mean, the Republic of Ireland game was abysmal. We were a little bit better against the Netherlands. We did manage to beat Egypt 1-0 with a back five. And then in the groups, in the knockout stage, Belgium, we beat them in the last minute of extra time. Cameroon was a brilliant game in the quarterfinals, and then the semi-final against Germany was a classic. So you can grow into the tournament. If Argentina can find a way back into this, get a draw, get a win, there's always a way back. Oh, here we go, and this this is exactly. This could be 2-2. This could be 2-2, and Saudi Arabia know it. Messi's won a free kick. Right on the edge. He's bought that. Very clever play by Messi. He puts these in the top corner like he puts his socks in the top drawer. This is so straightforward for Messi. Well, I say straightforward. It's world class what he does, but this is Messi's own. Do I think it was a foul? No, I think it was very clever. But if he scores this, it's a penalty and a free kick by Messi, isn't it? It's not open play. So Matthew says Ward-Prowse would score this. I fancy Messi to score this. I think this reminds me of Trent, For people like Messi and Trent, from this sort of distance, it's perfection. You don't want to be too close to the penalty box. It's the right side. It's the perfect height. If you're the goalkeeper, I wouldn't go that far. If I'm the goalkeeper, I'm going on the side of I'm just gambling. Get over to the side where the wall is. He's going top right. That's where it's going. Get yourself over there as soon as you can. And if he sends you the other way, he sends you the other way. But 9 times out of 10, he's going over the wall into that top corner, and it's probably going to go there. So, goalkeeper, get yourself over there. Here we go. No, he's gone. Oh, yeah. Fair. Look, keeper knew. Keeper knew. He wasn't messing about. Keeper was dangling off the crossbar. Yeah, keeper was ready for that. Over the bar. Over the Denver. Bloody hell, it's active on the Saudi Arabian team. They've got one of them's got a goal and a yellow card on his shoulders. 2 subs. 3 yellow cards in all. It's like a Christmas tree, isn't it? 2 yellow cards, 1 goal and 3 substitutions. Anyway, that didn't work. I've got nearly 20k watching us. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I haven't even seen how many we've got watching today. Well done. Thanks for tuning in. We're doing every watch along on That's Football. Remember, we've got Denmark, Tunisia at 1 o'clock. 4 o'clock, Mexico, Poland. Got Ricky on that one in the studio. And then Australia, France tonight. I'm doing that. Another yellow card here. I've jinxed him. Ever since I said he's like Kante, the way he runs, he's made 2 fouls and been booked. Yeah, let us know where you're watching from. Marcus just said, is there anyone else from New Zealand watching? We're in the 81st minute. We'll definitely get 10 minutes added on. I mean, Saudi Arabia will be chasing the dream here, of course. They will be chasing the dream of winning, but also in your head, we're only 60 away from 820,000 subscribers, by the way. So please do subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Get involved with That's Football. Every watch along throughout the World Cup, and everyone's welcome on That's Football. Yeah. Also, if I was the Saudi Arabian coach, I'd be dreaming of the win because it's historical. But also in my head, I'd be going, well, every minute that passes that we get closer to the win, even if they score, we can still get the draw. Danny's just moved to Solihull. Well done. If Argentina were to lose this, or even draw this, they would be really hoping that Saudi Arabia put in a good performance against Mexico and Poland, because Argentina would be very nervous. Very, very nervous if they don't win this game with Mexico and Poland to come. I'm not saying Argentina wouldn't beat both of those teams, but they are more difficult games on paper, aren't they? Lovely cross. Di Maria. Oh, Messi with the header. There was just no power on it at all. I mean, Messi could have had a hat-trick today. Don't forget the chance. He should have scored that as well. No power on that header at all. Remember the chance at 0-0? Right in the first 2 minutes, he should have scored that as well. He could have had a hat-trick, Messi. I've jinxed him. Bloody jinxed him saying he'll win the Golden Boot. Rate says if Argentina lose this, I don't see them getting out of the group, let alone topping it. No, they've got to get something from it. I mean, a draw makes it difficult. a loss makes it very, very difficult. So 5 minutes of normal time to go. Probably about half an hour of added time. God, why can't I type? He's stopping the clock, mate. We don't need you to tell us you're stopping the clock. We already know you're going to add on about 15 minutes. Jamie Lannister. So we've got a Saudi Arabian player down here. I've just tweeted it. You'll see what I mean. If you don't know who Jamie Lannister is, he was in Game of Thrones. I've just tweeted it on at Mark Goldbridge. He's a dead ringer. He's a dead ringer, the Saudi Arabian manager. Yeah, don't forget to tune into my Twitch show at 3 o'clock. Just a bit of a World Cup chat I'm doing on weekdays instead of playing FIFA at the moment. 87 minutes. I don't even get excited about 87 minutes anymore. It's more about, is the referee going to add on loads and loads? How long is he going to add on? Ollie said it should be 2-0 anyway. It was never a penalty. Good tackle by Martinez. The butcher. Pat, 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 pat. Pat, 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 pat. Going to be a bit of a wake-up for Argentina. Great game to watch, though, says Nathan. Got you on one monitor and the game on the other. Thanks, Nathan. Thanks for the super chat. Please do subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. To subscribe. We're nearly at 820k. Meme, the Saudi coach pushing Messi out of the way at window, says Joshua. Yes, very good. The current weather in Buenos Aires is partly Saudi, says Costa. Yeah, we're only about 10 away from 820k now, so please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Remember, we've got 3 more games to come today, and I think it's safe to say this has been the best game of the World Cup so far. Whatever happens, it's been the most entertaining game of the World Cup so far. A proper underdog pushing a proper favourite and deserving to. You know, it's not been smash and grab. It's been really good, and I don't know who the coach of Saudi Arabia is, but they are very, very, very well coached. And if this is to be their highlight of the World Cup, whatever happens, and you know, maybe Mexico and Poland will beat them comfortably, but they thoroughly deserve to be in this position where in the 89th minute they're 2-1 up. And to anyone who's saying Messi is ghosting, obviously we spent a lot of time talking about Cristiano Ronaldo and how his game has changed in the last couple of years, but Lionel Messi's game has changed as well. You know, Lionel Messi is not capable of picking the ball up and running past 5 or 6 players anymore. He's not. That's just the sands of time. He's still a fantastic player, but like Ronaldo, I don't think Messi's fallen off as much, but he's still not that player anymore that he was 3 or 4 years ago. There is a gradual decline with age. So I think expectations are probably a little bit too high because it's Messi and people think, oh, he's going to be this, that and the other. This is Messi and Ronaldo's last World Cup, 100%. I mean, if he plays in the next World Cup, he won't be anywhere near as good as he is now. And he's nowhere near as good as he was 4 years ago, is he? Another corner. Oh, we're into the 90th minute. I'm going to go for 10 minutes added on. I'm going with 10 minutes. They haven't told us yet. Apparently it's 8. Only 8. I'm surprised. That's low. I'd be complaining if it was Argentina. Just the 8 minutes added on. The fact that we're going only 8 just shows you how ridiculous some of the games we've had so far have added them on. Because 8's massive. Keeper, that's a foul. That's a foul. He's got to give the foul. Foul on the keeper. He's booking the keeper as well. Calm down, keeper. You've got yourself booked. Garnacho should have been in the squad. Says Exotic. He would have been offside anyway. Yeah, that should have been a foul on the keeper. Cleared off the line from the following thing, but I think he's been booked for dissent. It's not a penalty. I was watching for a minute because when he booked the keeper, I thought surely he hasn't given a penalty. He hasn't given a penalty. It's a free kick. So we've had 2 of them. I mean, look, I think we're in a position now where you can never say never, but I'd be stunned if Argentina won this game. I think all they can hope for now is a late equaliser. And I wouldn't say they really deserved it. I don't think they've done enough. And they're on the attack now. And he's won a corner. Well done. There's a real danger Argentina could go out, yeah. Let's call it what it is. There'll be a lot of people disappointed with this who predicted Argentina were going to win it. Thankfully, I never did. I didn't have Argentina down as a winner. I went with Brazil and France. But look, maybe Brazil on this. Brazil against Serbia is a tougher game than what you would have thought Argentina, Saudi Arabia. So, we could be watching Brazil on Thursday and going, shit, maybe they're not the favourites. Argentina are going to be under pressure in their next 2 games. They're going to have to beat Mexico and they're going to have to beat Poland, which they're more than capable of doing, but they also are going to have to hope that Saudi Arabia can replicate this type of performance again. 4 minutes of added time gone. 4 minutes to go. Could be a lot of upsets this tournament. So it's just another view. I'm all for that. I mean, you do tend to find that the group stage is better than the knockout stage in every tournament, don't you? Because teams play with more freedom because they're not worried about being knocked out and extra time and stuff. So Don't forget, we're sponsored by Sanucci. You can scan that QR code to get to the website. That's another foul on the keeper, and he's not given it. How is he not given that foul? Oh, we're going to play on here. Yeah, big shout out to Sanucci. You can get these pendants with 10% off, extra 10. Links in the description, or scan the QR code. What's wrong with the keeper? The keeper's acting like... Oh my God, that is horrific refereeing. That is horrific refereeing. Why have they not got anybody on? Why is the referee not stop that instantly? How has the referee let that go on for so long? Unbelievable. Oh, mate, he's fucking... You know what? To be honest, I wasn't watching that. I was watching the ball. But if you're on the pitch, you've seen that. Fucking rubbish refereeing that is. He's kneed him full on in the face, and he's gone down in midair like there's no reaction. He's just gone down, whacked his full body onto the grass. That's horrible. Horrible. And it's horrible officiating because he's played on. Messi's fucking got the ball and he's in the box. It's not just the ref as well, it's the linesman as well. Come on. Well, first and foremost, let's hope he's okay. I mean, I wonder what... You know what? I wondered why the goalkeeper was like so upset and distressed, because I'm like, what's going on here? You as a viewer, you are dictated to by the referee, aren't you? If the referee's saying play on, you assume nothing's really happened. But bloody hell, I think he's up and walking anyway. So we're going to get a lot longer than 8 minutes added on now for a proper for a legitimate reason. I know we say it sometimes in a jokey way, but it literally could have killed him. It was bad. I mean, he gets full on kneed in the face while in the air. Keeper went up for the ball. Their defender goes up for the ball. Keeper leads with his knee, smacks him in the face, and then while he's in the air, he just falls back and lands full on his head, on the back of his head, I think. But referee just plays on for about a minute. Camera's doing more cuts here than bloody EastEnders. I don't know what's happening. I don't know whether he's gone on the stretcher or whether he's walked off. I thought I saw him stand up, but no, he's on the stretcher. He's got his thumbs up. Yeah, that's good to see. He was lying on the stretcher like that, so that's good to see. They've had to make the substitution. God, I don't think he'll be playing again this World Cup. I mean, it might be concussed till next year. It was that much of an impact, but good to see him going like that. So we're in the 99th minute. I still think we've probably got about another 3 or 4 minutes to play here. Don't forget, we're sponsored by Sanucci for this stream. Hold on a minute. Corner. Yeah, we're sponsored by Sanucci for this stream, so you can get these pendants, extra 10, we'll get you 10% off. Scan the QR code or go through the link in the description. Plus, they've got their Black Friday sales at the moment, so you can get them for really good discounted prices delivered to your door. England, France, Brazil, Spain, Portugal. They've also got a load of club ones, Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man City, Dortmund, Juventus. There's some really nice ones to check. So check that out. Links in the description. Big shout out to Sanucci. I don't know how much longer we're adding on here. I feel we're in that point now where Saudi Arabia deserve it, don't they? But, you know, football's a funny old thing. Another cross comes in. Good header. Ooh! Keeper dives in the air like Superman and grabs hold of the ball. It's not a bad header, but it's not going to beat the keeper from there. Yep, Tunisia, Denmark at 1 o'clock, Mexico against Poland at 4 o'clock, and France against Australia at 7 o'clock. We've had 100 minutes. All in all, these games must be averaging about 105 minutes when you add the first half and the second half. That was a bad injury though. Massive result. Massive result. And I'm here for it. They deserve the result. It's sad for Argentina. You know, looking at Messi there, he looks disappointed. Jamie Lannister looks absolutely ecstatic. The manager, big shout out to him. Jedi says he backed Saudi to win this game. Well, you either knew a lot about them, mate, or you're lying. But thoroughly deserved. Argentina have been losing 2-1 for a long time. Well over 40 minutes when you add on this, you know, they've had a long time to come back into this game and they haven't. It's not a shock. It's not a smash and grab. It's their first loss to a Saudi in about 30 games, I think. David said, I woke up at 4 a.m. to see my country embarrass themselves like this. No diss at the other team, but 30 games unbeaten to lose like this. Exactly, David. What I will say is, and you can clip this up, I don't think this is the end of the road for Argentina. People will overreact. People will react correctly. They can still get out of the group. They can still beat Mexico and Poland. And they would probably expect to beat Mexico, Poland. And 6 points would probably still get them out of the group. But it's a very, very big shock to lose to Saudi Arabia. And people talking about bribery and it's fixed. So this Argentinian side has been bribed. Come on. Be real. We've all watched the game. This is a culmination of very good coaching, very well organised Saudi Arabian team, and an Argentinian side that's just not really clicked. These things happened. I watched Argentina lose to Cameroon in Italia 90 in the opening game, and they went on to make the final. So, and that Argentinian side wasn't as good as this side. They're just going to have to do it the hard way, Argentina, now. I think he got his team selections wrong as well. I really do think that Martinez should have started. I think they lack. I don't rate their wide players. I don't think Di Maria's up to it anymore. And it's over. It's over, and it's a massive result for Saudi Arabia. You've got to applaud it. They were fantastic. They thoroughly deserved it. I think they've won a few friends today. The way they're organised, their coach. I think they've won a few friends today, Saudi Arabia. None of their players play outside of Saudi Arabia, so you wouldn't really know anything about them coming into this tournament. The vast majority of us wouldn't know much about them. And I can't wait to see them play against Mexico and Poland. Is that a splash in the pan? Or is it actually a well-organised team that's going to be able to mix it up in this tournament? I think it's going to be really interesting to find out and see what happens with them. And as for Argentina, well, they look stunned, and they're going to have to work very hard in game 2 and 3 now to turn this around, because that is an embarrassment for them. But it is an embarrassment to them. They've got a lot of fans out here as well. A lot of fans have travelled out here. And the plaudits have to go to Saudi Arabia. But Argentina, it's kick up the arse time. It's kick up the arse time for you. Can you respond? Anyway, we're back very, very soon for Denmark at 1 o'clock. Denmark. So we'll see you at 1 o'clock, 4 o'clock and 7 o'clock tonight. Make sure you're getting involved in the watch-alongs. Don't forget Sanucci. Order your pendants. Links in the video description. Get them ordered now. Link in the description. And big shout out to OneFootball as well. You can download that for free. Football app who sponsor our stats. We'll see you for Denmark in a little bit. Thanks for watching.